I'm laughing because we're talking about what the deal is with AI in our lives. And the more we hear about it, the more either we're all excited and happy about it, or we fear the zombie apocalypse. So I just thought we could just talk about this a little bit more, because you're coming from a more educational standpoint. I'm a little bit more in the business standpoint. And I just wanted to see what you think, because yes, I've become a little lazy. I'm using generative AI all the time now for my emails to get some great ideas. And my question to you was, do you think that we're just going to lose our ability to think on our feet? What do you think? What's, because I know you've been looking at a lot of stuff. What have you got to say about this?
Yeah, well, I have been looking at a lot of stuff, because when this first entered my life and my realm of consciousness, I was like, whoa, oh my God, this is really scary. That was the first thing. I was like, this is just going to upturn everything that I know and everything. And I work in education principally. I was terrified. So I really said, no, I need to know everything I possibly can about it. So that's what I did, just deep dive into AI as much as I can, and made a real conscious effort to look at the positives and the negatives, so I could really make a balanced opinion on what I think is going to happen next. But nobody knows what's going to happen next. But you just said something important, that you're getting lazy. You're using AI to write your emails or to come up with ways of expressing ideas. And so this can fall into the positive, the negative. Clearly, if I use AI to do my stuff for me and I just send it off, I'm going to get lazy. And if we think about this happening en masse, we're just going to really dumb down society. So we have to be really careful that we don't do that. And where is the best place for us to do this right now in my world is through education. So teaching people how to use AI to become smarter, to look at that output. Why is that different to what your output would have looked like? And then to learn from that and incorporate that the next time that you use language, because we said that we were both super interested in communication. So that's my world right now, is making sure that people use AI in a way that makes us smarter.
Well, here's the thing, and I think I've written a number of times on this. Even if it's a beautifully constructed email, there's still something that's lacking, because you cannot depend only on written communication. So, and you can't replace the human interaction.
Even in written communication, the rule of 80% AI, 20% human. I'm going to generate an email. There has to be 20% of this. Of it, it sounds like Anna. Yeah, that's definitely okay. Anna's tone of voice, and you have to do that in order to be taken seriously. I think you can't just create it, put it out, and expect people to think, oh, that sounds like you. About the written overtaking the oral, absolutely. Technological advances do mean that we're more isolated, but the positive side of that is that AI can help overcome so many language barriers by having instantaneous and really accurate translation.
That's incredible. So
and the quality of translation through generative AI is entirely different to a Google Translate or any of the tools that we've already known. So you are overcoming barriers. In some ways, there's a pro and there's a con to everything, but we have to be super careful of how we use it. And one of the great positives, it's efficient, it's fast. That can become quickly a negative if we only look at it that it's fast. Let's do it fast, but did we give the tone? Did we adapt it to our audience?
Okay.
Did we keep the human touch? The positives can become negatives very quickly, I think.
The last thing that I had asked you was, do you think that when, for example, AI generates a wonderful paragraph and you say, wow, that's like beautiful, do you think you've learned from it and say, okay, next time I'm going to say it that way? Or do you just figure, oh, I don't have to worry about anything because AI is always going to figure it out for me? What do you think is happening in our brains? Are we becoming stupider or are we becoming smarter?
Well, this is a big question. Are we going to get dumber? Are we going to get smarter? I mean, when Grammarly came out and kids were just like, oh yeah, correct. And I'd say, no, wait a minute. Why did it correct it? What was wrong with it? You've got to explain your corrections. Of course, a huge portion of society is going to get lazier, and inevitably we're going to dumb down as a society. But if we work hard in the realm of education on training teachers to train people to learn from AI, and that is a huge part of what we need to be doing now, not banning AI, not circumventing, but using it to make us smarter, then it can be one of the best tools that's entered into, into society in a long time. We just have to be careful.
Kudos to that. Thanks a lot.